Hey, friendo, Steve here. Welcome back to Wrestle Juice. So this past Friday, The Rock came back to WWE. Apparently, according to Pat McAfee, it was just sort of on a whim. They were in the area for the Colorado game and decided to pop in on SmackDown. So they made a bunch of the matches shorter, and they gave The Rock, Pat McAfee, and Austin Theory like 20 minutes to kick things off. As you can see right here, Triple H is with The Rock. I think Pat McAfee's on the other side of that picture. He's cropped out because really the only people that matter in this picture are look, I love Pat McAfee, don't get me wrong, but it got a lot of people wondering because The Rock mentioned that he was supposed to fight Roman Reigns at 39 and that he could still potentially fight Roman Reigns at 40. And so much of the discourse is exactly what we see here as we react to the reactions and the hot takes of The Rock's return to WWE. This one here from Wrestling World poses a question that I saw a lot. Would you rather see Roman Reigns versus The Rock or Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania? We'll address that in just a moment. If you saw my Going in Raw episode about it yesterday rather, you might know the answer where I stand, but I'm going to tell the Wrestle Juicers in case you didn't happen to catch that. Moving on. Let's see here some more takes here. What is going on back here? Ma'am, I am trying to record a video. Well, all right. Anyways, Joshua Gresham here says, all these wrestlers and executives taking picture with The Rock, not one of them informed him that his daughter is a cult yet. It would have been nice. It would have been nice for like a small backstage segment between The Rock and Triple H. Maybe The Rock and Shawn Michaels, where he could be like, hey, how's my kid doing down there in NXT? Shawn Michaels could have been like, I got to go. I gotta talk to a guy about a thing. Anyways, that was kind of funny. Wrestle Talk, my good friends over at Wrestle Talk, said, let's say they're both available, but you can only choose one. Who are you choosing to face Roman Reigns in the main event of WrestleMania 40, The Rock or Cody Rhodes? What is this one? WrestleMania has Seth versus Cody, and then The Rock versus Roman, night 2. And then this suplex on Twitter says, The Rock shows up one night, and y'all are ready to cast Cody Rhodes to the side that fast? Nah, L. It's kind of crazy, though. Like, look, I know people love The Rock, and from a business perspective, maybe it makes sense to do The Rock versus Roman, although it sounds like The Rock was down with one important caveat. Pro Wrestling Finesse says The Rock is open to competing at WrestleMania 40 against Roman Reigns. Cody Rhodes is never going to finish his story. Izzy says everyone in Cody when Dwayne said The Rock versus Roman at WrestleMania 40. Vic says, hear me out. WrestleMania Night 1, Roman Reigns versus The Rock, Cody Rhodes versus John Cena. The winner main events Night 2, ultimately giving us Cody versus Roman, which allows Cody to still finish the story, basically similar to WrestleMania 10, but over 2 nights, everybody wins here. Not everybody, because The Rock probably wanted to beat Roman Reigns. John Cena's fine job in anybody. I'll be honest with you, this scenario here is probably the best one. This is honestly the best one. If you have like a mini tournament, Roman versus The Rock and Cody versus John Cena, night 1, winners take all night 2. That is a phenomenal scenario because then Cody beats John Cena and then and here's the thing, in the lead up, Cody can kind of claim, hey, I've sort of been left out of the hubbub here. We got the 3 biggest champions of their eras, Roman, The Rock, and Cena. And then there's little old me. As over as he is now, the people are going to be rooting for Cody Rhodes to go all the way. It's a great story. I say do it. I mean, golly. Talk about finishing a hell of a story right there. If you can do it, do it. Kenny, for your thoughts here, says Roman Reigns home watching Cody Rhodes, The Rock, and LA Knight. I'll challenge him for WrestleMania. Yeah, LA Knight threw his hat in the thing too. Cody Rhodes watching The Rock return. This is my favorite Jay White. Jay White is so good. He's like the only reason I tune into Collision. Tranquilo Club says Cody Rhodes after watching The Rock come back and take it as WrestleMania main event. Of course, he was the Global Force Champion in Impact Wrestling for a spell. Livs Monet says there's no way they're picking Cody over The Rock to face Roman at Mania after that. The crowd was insane. The crowd was absolutely insane for that. Let's go back to one of these here. Let's go back to this one here, because this is the one that I like the most. This is a good one right here from Vic8122. So yeah, the interesting thing about What The Rock had to say on the Pat McAfee show, of course, was that WrestleMania last year, 39, I'm sorry, this past year, was locked in. And he seemed to indicate that it wasn't money, nor was it, as has been reported by, I believe, Dave Meltzer, him wanting to get fit enough to put on a really good match. It was none of that. It seemed to be a creative thing. He said, we all sat down. We all wanted to do something that hadn't been done before, something unprecedented. He said this goes back to early 2022, I think. So they had an entire year to think of that thing. It seemed like Rock understood what he wanted that thing to be. And if you recall at the time, he was in the middle of his huge media blitz. There was this Twitter thread that ran down exactly how extensive the marketing for Black Adam was going back like 10 years, because he was announced for Black Adam ages ago. So at the time, it was sort of like peak Rock marketing for Black Adam. And so he shows up WWE, says, I want to do it in LA. Let's get this going. Everybody agrees, let's do this. It does seem like Rock wanted to win that match, because he said, what if that was the beginning of something much bigger? The only way that match would have been the beginning of something bigger is if Rock beat Roman, basically torpedoing the entirety of the previous 2 years of storyline for the Bloodline. So Rock was pitching his story, and seemingly Vince McMahon said, and Nick Khan said, no, we're not going to go with that. Seemingly, the creative aspect of it is what kept that match from happening, which is incredibly interesting, because the WWE saying no to The Rock as Universal Champion and instead opting to go with a Cody Rhodes loss and then perhaps a Cody Rhodes victory at 40. And I wonder if Rock is going a little bit off script, maybe trying to force the issue with WWE to try to get that match the way he wants to do it. Now, at this point, with the Black Adam experiment having failed and the writers and actors strike happening, although that might be resolved sooner than later, it's entirely possible that Rock is just sort of setting some stuff up in place. But they have a story in place for the Bloodline. And the only way Rock fits in that story is if he loses to Roman Reigns, and that ship has sailed. That would have happened at 39, and then you can still do Cody here at 40 coming up in 2024. So, would the WWE still do it? Maybe if it's on a 2-night deal, the way it's suggested right here, Roman versus The Rock night 1, Cody Rhodes versus John Cena. Well, I don't know about the Cody Rhodes John Cena thing, but that would be phenomenal. It seems like they might be going down a John Cena Solo Sikoa route, although there's still a ton of time between now and WrestleMania, so all that stuff could be done with. They could still do Cody versus John Cena at WrestleMania night 1. I think that scenario is probably too good to be true to require Roman Reigns. Cody Rhodes could easily work 2 nights in a row, and I think Roman probably could too for the right amount of money. I think he probably would. But yeah, I think that would be, that's the story right there. That's the unprecedented thing that I think Rock is talking about, but it would just include The Rock losing. So what do you guys think? Do you guys think that The Rock was looking to win that match? Going back and listening to his words, is that a possibility to you? What do you think Rock was talking about? Are there weird scenarios where he was like, hey, we can do something unprecedented. I take on Roman Reigns. I lose, but then I come back later in the match as later in the night as Black Adam. They do night. How about this? Night 1 is The Rock versus Roman Reigns. Night 2 is Black Adam versus Roman Reigns. Black Adam wins. He becomes the Universal Champion. That sounds horribly stupid, which is why I'm suggesting it. I kind of just feel that Rock wanted to sort of bring in the WWE marketing arm to help out with Black Adam. He's Universal Champion while Black Adam is eating shit at the box office. So, I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Do me a solid. Hit that thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button. And we'll see you around.